Hi there. I prepared this presentation to remember Ñañacita, and especially for all of you, the great-grandchildren who didn't speak any Spanish, and of course she didn't speak any English, and there was not too much communication, and you were very little. So I hope by seeing this presentation, you can learn a little bit about this great-grandmother of yours who loved you very, very much. This is the story, and it's done by Tito. Well, Ñañacita was born in Cuba, like all of you know. She was born in Santo Domingo, a small town 150 miles from Havana, and then she moved to Florida, another small town, and then when she was a teenager, she moved to the city of Santa Clara, and that's where Tito, Tita, Judith, Edith, we were born. Here is where she got married, and she had all of her life. Uh, Let me tell you this. This is just a lot of information, but so you understand what she went through when she was born. When she was born, there was no telephone, and actually there were only like 486 telephones in Havana in 1898. Electricity, uh, they had no electricity. The first electric plant was built in 1905 in Havana, and it got to her town many, many years after she was born. Automobiles, they were built and manufactured in big quantities in 1906 by Henry Ford, but her town didn't see any in a long, long time. We had a 1956 Chevy 210, which is exactly like the one you see here, the white and green. And you can see a picture of Ñañacita inside the car with Tito and great grandfather Pedro, which is my father. And that car I left in Cuba. He bought it used in 1957, 58, I'm not quite sure. So this is a car that we had there for many times, many years, okay? And now movies, we are always watching movies. Movies arrived in Havana in 1908. This is the type of movie you will see there, like this person looking through the uh, like a binocular. And the first movie in the world with sound was made in 1927. So 16 years after she was born, is that there was sound. Well, actually, voice that you can hear the people talking. Radio, another one that she didn't know. The first radio station was built in Havana in 1911. Television, uh, first one was built in 1950, and actually we had, and I still remember that one of the first TV sets in our town, or at least in our block, and I think that was in 1955 or something like that. Air conditioning, well, forget it. It was invented by Carrier in 1911, and they still don't have air conditioning in most of the houses, and we never had one in Cuba. Photography, you're going to see a lot of photographies from her from the old days, and they were not invented, at least available as we know them today in cameras until the 1920s. And the ones that you're going to see now are going to be the ones that were taken by professional photographers. When I say professionals, I'm talking about people like the ones in this picture in the street, and they will take pictures and they will develop them right then and there. It was taken with a plate or some sort of a thing they had. We didn't own a camera until the early 60s, so this is something that she didn't even use. There's a big list of events here, plus many more. I'm not going to go through them. I'm going to say that she went through practically all of the war worlds, and uh, actually she went through 18 U.S. presidents. I'm not going to read it either, but if somebody wants to see them, let me know, and we can look at them. And then here is where she first moved by herself when she got married. This the one with the white car in the front. Uh, she got married and lived with some of my aunts, my father's sisters, and then they moved over here, and that's where I was born. Then we moved to the second house on the side with the van here, and that was a few houses down from the first house. And after my father died, great grandpapa Pedro, she moved over here, and this was like a couple of blocks from her two sisters that live in this area. In this, actually, this is the house where she lived. You have a couple of pictures. I don't know exactly the time, but these are probably 40s, 50s. This is a picture I was able to reconstruct, and this is the pictures of their wedding. Okay, that's my father and Ñañacita right there. This is a wedding of my cousin Elsa. This is Elsa. She is a cousin from my father's side. And in here, there are most of my aunts and uncles from my father's side. They are in this picture. Okay, and this is my cousin Pepe. He lives in Florida. He's the one who received us when we came from Cuba. Well, we all like the beach a lot, and you can tell why. She almost all of their old pictures are in the beach. This is a trip they had before they had me. This little kid here, he's not me. Okay, this is a little kid they had, and from there, I think that's when they decided to have a son, and there I came. As you can see, that's my father, Pedro and Ñañacita in the beach. Uh, this is a friend they had there. Oh, I went to the wrong place. Okay, now we go to another beach. This is a beach called El Salto, and we own a little house there, and that's where I always went for vacation. This is where Ñañacita is sitting here. That's the little house, and we have the beach just crossing a little road, and there it was. And you can see me there with my father and Ñañacita. This is me with Ñañacita in the water, and this is a place close to that beach, and it's a medicinal bath of some sort that you go there, and it was a hot spring water thing. And this is my father, barely you can see it, me here, my mom, and some of this is my uncle Evelio. Okay, so this is the same beach. The house you cannot see it, but you can see the wheels of the car. This is our car, and that's my aunt Straya. You barely can see it. And then these three pictures are at that place. Okay, here we go again. That's with me when I was born. That's my father again there. Uh, this, I think, is a cousin of mine, Martha, who also passed away, but I'm not quite sure. This is him, me by myself. And then now, Ñañacita, Tito. This I have not completed. I was waiting for some other pictures from my cousin Rolando from Cuba, but I have not received them yet. And this is Aunt Manita, Ñañacita's sister, Aunt Straya, another Ñañacita sister with her grandkid. This is Straya, Rolando, my cousin, who is like my brother, and Evelio, his father. He's a baseball, professional baseball player. He was at one point. Well, probably here he was already a professional player, and basketball, I think, too. And this is well, this is in Miami. This is Minga is another sister. She died when she was 102, I think. So you have Ñañacita, and you have my cousins Eddie, uh, Ephraim, his wife, Elsa, my other cousin. This is a friend from Miami. This is my cousin Pepe and his wife Gladys. And this is Elsa again. This is Elsa and Minga here when they were. This is very young, but this is when they were in Florida, and this is Ñañacita here. And Elsa and Eddie visiting us. That was a few years ago. As you can see, the Fluffy was there, and we go now to her favorite restaurant. Is was called Miami Restaurant in Bell. That's where we most of the time we will use to go to have lunch after church or something. That's why we are dressed with a tie here. At least I am, and they are very uh, nice dressed, nice there. This is a Cuban food place. That's why it's called Miami Restaurant. They are closed already, unfortunately. At church, this is a church we used to attend. There is Judith on Ñañacita. This is another church. That's Pastor Peary. He lives now down there close to you guys. And this is Ñañacita. It's not church. I think it's a party at the building where she used to live. Here we have, you know who's Nathaniel on the 18th birthday. Again, Nathaniel and the rest of the family here. We celebrate at another Cuban restaurant. And here, this is New Year 1994. This is for the boys. This is, oh boy, I forgot. Ñañacita and Miriam. How do you call Miriam? I forgot how you call her, but anyways, she was dressed up and Miriam too, like singers, and they were doing a karaoke in that party, and we had a lot of fun. As you can see, Ñañacita is crying of the all the laughing and all that. Also, just notice through all the pictures you're gonna see now that she's always having a very big smile. Okay, she was always a very happy person. This is her 97th birthday, 98th birthday. Her friends, they draw this thing here and they put, my name is Vicky on this little thing. Uh, this is her, what year was this? 99. And we have the fortune to have Jonathan and Nathaniel here. This is her best friend, Susie. Then we have another one. This is her 100th birthday with some of her friends. This is her last birthday, 101 years old, just a few days before she passed away. We had to hold her a little bit because she couldn't stand up. I went to that one too fast. By herself, she couldn't stand by herself for too long. Here we have her with some friends. This is at our home. Here we have some friends at the apartments. This is in Miami, some friends, good friends of ours. This is another one of her friends. Wedding, Judith wedding, the whole family is there. Here Edith at the house of the pastor with Ñañacita. This photograph is at La Mirada Park, and here you can see great grandfather Mario and Ñañacita at a birthday. This one is at the school, and there is Jonathan at one of his presentation, and Matthew is there, and Ñañacita, of course. Well, you know who these people are, and this was the last trip she made to Texas. And you all remember the those walking socks, the things that she made, and we had this prepared for her, and we sent it to her because she made one for each of us. Well, this is Madison's birthday. You can see her with Judith, still with the little thing from the hospital. And here you have Judith and Ñañacita in the patio, and again, she's a little older on this picture. And this is one of her last pictures. No, not quite. This is the summer of 2011. This is the Tita's birthday, and this is them visiting. And we have Andre here with Madison. With her favorite picture, I finished this presentation and fulfilled her greatest wish, which was to be all the family together in Texas. She was at her last moments always talking about the time she wanted to come here and how she was going to be able to move over here. So by meeting here all together, we just